So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nick Hill. Winning, by the way, Nick Hill.
Oh, good evening all. This is nice to be here because we've had a shit few years, haven't we? We've gone through Brexit, and I don't mind. I voted Remain, not for any political or social reasons, but there's no way I want to go back to washing my own car on a Sunday. We've gone through COVID, and we're still going through COVID. We got the Russian crisis, and I think, what's next? Right, there's only one thing left, right, apart from nuclear, but there's only one thing left, and that is alien invasion. And I've got to be honest, we got a bit lost on the way. We drove through the meadows, and looking around, I think it's all a fucking big gun. You mentioned, you sort of got in, I did the Leicester Comedy Festival this year and I won an award. Yeah, thanks. I won the Silver Stand-Up, which is basically a competition aged, for those people aged over 55. Right? There's no upper age in it. So backstage, it was like God's waiting room for comedians. One guy fell asleep. I've got to be honest, we weren't sure if he was dead or not. But I did win, and I was really excited. And I phoned my wife straight away. And I said, "Do you never guess what?" She said, "What?" I said, "I've only gone and won." She said, "Oh, that's brilliant. What did you get?" I said, "I've got a trophy." "Oh, that's fantastic." I said, "I'll show you what I get." 2 hours later, I'm back in Gloucester. I show her the trophy. She said, "That's lovely. Anything else?" "No." "When were you going to tell me about the £500 cash prize?" Because I googled it on the website. Ooh. And we had a massive argument. And I mean, one of the things about having an argument with your wife, I've got to be honest, is the makeup sex. That's always brilliant. The lady on the Max Factor counter didn't agree. But the competition was 2 days after Valentine's Day, and I did celebrate Valentine's Day with my wife for 22 years, and by that, I don't mean I'm married to a 22-year-old, that would be exhausting. And it's never going to happen, is it, because I've got no money. But we are quite romantic, and I phoned the florist. I said, "I'd like to order some flowers for my wife." They said, "Would you like a card?" I said, "Yes, please." They said, "What do you want on the card?" I said, "Just put to Lynn, love, Nick." She said, "Do you want a kiss on the bottom?" I said, "That would be fantastic." What time do you want me there? She went, "No." I meant on the bottom of the card. I said, "Yeah, I know, I'm a comedian, I was just making a joke." And quick as a flash, she said, "I bet you don't get many gigs." It's not the first time I've been rebuffed. Last week, Kendall's in the VW garage looking at a new Polo, lovely burnt orange colour. Sales lady came up, she said, "Do you like the colour?" I said, "I do actually, yeah, I do." She said, "I call it a Marmite colour." I went, "No, it's definitely burnt orange, love." And she said, "No, I meant you either love it or hate it." I said, "Yeah, I know, I'm a comedian, I was just making a joke." And she just walked off. My wife, she said, not long after we got together, it was sort of around about Valentine's Day. And we were sitting down this Valentine's Day, just having a meal together. And she said, "Can you remember how we first met?" Right, now you will have deduced from that accent that I am married to a lady who hails from Bangladesh. I said, "No, not really." She said, "You had an advert in the Lonely Hearts column. In fact, you had 2. I said, "Did I?" She said, "Yeah, but I didn't apply to the one." I said, "Why was that?" She said, "Well, in the second one, you put your height and your colour." I thought, that's harsh, isn't it? And then it dawned on me, right, about 5 days after I suggested we go to Alton Towers for the day, she said, "Not much point in wasting a ticket on you, is there, really?" And then when we were married, I came home one day, she said, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Yeah, what is it?" She said, "How do you feel about being only 9 inches taller than the largest emperor penguin ever recorded?" And I thought, I fucking clearly married a woman with way too much time on her hands. We've gone through the same routine for the past 22 years. She goes up to bed, I come up to bed. "Have you turned the TV off?" "Yes." "At the wall?" "Yes." "Have you locked the back door?" "Yes." "Have you locked the front door?" "Yes." "At the bottom?" "Yes." "At the top?" "No." It gets to about October, she said, "I hate this time of year." What's that enough? She said, "Well, the bottom of the bed's always cold, isn't it?" I said, "I don't know, my legs have never been down there." That's a big point I missed. But she said, there's no romance in our relationship anymore. I said, what do you mean? She said, well, maybe when we're being intimate, it'd be nice to have some music playing, just to break the silence. So, to be fair, my first challenge was finding a track that only lasted 28 seconds. But I sorted it. Put the music on, Make It With You by Bread. That was nice, sort of got us in the mood. To be honest, I think my choice of song number 2, the theme for Match of the Day, spoiled it a little bit. And she said, there's, like, apart from the romance, there's no surprises. So the other night, she was in the bathroom getting ready. I went to the bedroom, turned the lights off, lit some candles, hid under the bed, and when she came in, I just grabbed her ankles. And apparently that wasn't the surprise she had in mind. She's not a happy woman. It was her birthday. Oh, today. We got her a spa day, that was wrong. She fucking hates grocery shopping apparently. But she did surprise me just before Christmas. She said, you have remembered you're picking me up from my work stool tomorrow. Now that was a surprise because she's self-employed and works from home. I said, no, that's fine. So I got to the point where I was going to meet her. She got in the car and all I said was, have you had a nice time? And then it started. Are you saying I'm drunk? Oh. No, but clearly you've had one or two, haven't you? Silence for 5 minutes. And then I got, I don't think you love me, do you? Oh, don't fucking start. In fact, I don't think you ever left me. I said, well, I do, I have. Going forwards, I can't promise, but... well, if you love me, you can prove it right now. I said, how am I going to do that? She said, you can get on top of me and make love to me in this car. I said, well, that's not going to happen. She said, give me one good reason. I said, well, I'll give you 3. She said, go on then. I said, well, number 1, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Number 2, we're still outside Wetherspoons in the middle of town. And number 3, your girlfriend Chris is in the back of the car because we're giving her a lift home. And that's the thing, right? She's got a girlfriend. I've got no problem with that. They've just been on a weekend tour away. End of April, they're going for 7 nights on a cruise to the Norwegian fields, right? 7 nights. I wanted 1 night away with my girlfriend. Oh my God. And that's why I was gutted she found out about the £500 cash prize, to be honest. But we did dry January this year. Still drank, just no sex. But it was sort of it was drink related. Christmas Day, I had 1 red wine too many. Fell asleep at the dinner table at 4 o'clock. She said I was an embarrassment. She felt humiliated. The other people in the hotel dining room thought it was hilarious. And as a result of that, I thought I needed to sort of change my ways in 2022, stop drinking so much and try and be a nicer person, be a better person, be a bit more considerate. But it's difficult for me, I don't mind telling you, I've got issues. Well, let's call them by their proper names, shall we? Fucking stepchildren. We've all been there. They're not even kids, right? They're 39 and 40. I get on all right with the one. The other one's a bit, she likes things to be correct. Like, and we were having a chat at Christmas and I inadvertently used the word Eskimo, because that's a term I've always used. She went off on it. She was more angry than the cat that's just found out it belongs to a West Ham footballer, right? That's how annoyed she was. I said, Nia, what is your problem with that? She said, because it's discriminatory, isn't it? It is absolutely discriminatory. I said, no, it's just a term I've always used. I'm old, it's just... She said, the thing is, you've never experienced discrimination. I said, are you joking? I'm little and ginger. I said, people in pubs rest their elbow on my head. So they pat you on the head and don't start on the ginger thing. I said, when I was young, I suffered with the name calling more than anything. Copperknob, ginger nut, Duracell. You little ginger wanker. And I can remember saying, Dad, leave it out, you know. But it wasn't just my father. I came home, I can remember it as clear as day. January 1965, right, I was 5, you do the maths. We just come back after the school holiday and I went and saw Mum. I said, Mum, all the other little boys in my class were talking about the presents they had Christmas Day. She said, and? I said, I didn't get any, did I? She said, no you didn't, and there's a very good reason for that. I said, what is it? And she looks me straight in the eye. I was 5, and she said, Sandra, don't stop for ginger kids. That's harsh. To be fair, I've got 2 ginger kids. I haven't spent a penny on them for Christmas. They're absolutely fantastic. But I applied for a gig in Bristol just before Christmas, and it said acts wanted, particularly those of LGBT or POC persuasion. So I phoned up, so I'm interested in the gig. They said, are you LGBT? I said, no. They said, are you POC? I said, I don't know. What does it mean? They said, a person of colour. I said, I am. They said, what colour are you? I said, ginger. They put the phone down. Because that's how politically correct world we live in. Right? It is absolutely ridiculous. I'll give you another example. 2 years ago, Bideford, North Devon, historically has always been known as the little white town because of its whitewashed houses, right? That is now considered discriminatory, so they've had to remove all those signs from the town. Whitehaven, they've absolutely left it alone. I've no idea what's going to happen there. A bit closer to home, I was in Greggs last week, and this is, I went into Greggs, I said, I'll have that Cornish pasty, please. She said, I can't serve you that. Well, is something wrong with it? I said, no, but I can't sell you it as a Cornish pasty because we're not allowed to call it a Cornish pasty anymore. Why is that? Well, it's not made in Cornwall. The bloke behind me, he said, well, I'm off. I said, what's your problem? He said, well, I want 2 Danish pastries and 3 Eccles cakes. I turned back round. She said, do you want this pasty or not? I said, no, it's a matter of principle. I don't want it. She said, do you want something else? I said, yeah, I'll have a cheese and onion sandwich on white, please. She said, racist. I've got to be honest, that joke normally goes down far better. But as we're in somebody's living room, it probably doesn't matter. And I was on about being a better person, and because I am little and ginger, I'm quite irritable. I get quite wound up even at this age, and it sort of brought it home to me just before Christmas. Am I keeping you up, Chris? Sorry, you're just. No, it's fine because you've been in here since what, 3 o'clock this afternoon, probably. Yeah, you're on that table. You've done well. Just before Christmas, we had a new kitchen fitted by Moblin, and on the last day of fitting, they scratched one of the light oak wooden doors. And I said to the fitter, what are you going to do about that? He said, well, don't worry, I'll just order another one, it'll be here tomorrow. 8 weeks we've been waiting for this door, and I've been phoning, nothing. Getting fobbed off. We were just about to go out last Saturday, knock on the door, postman come, door-shaped parcel. He said, Mr. Hill, yeah. He said, do you want to sign for this? Yeah, thanks. I brought it in, my wife said, you're going to open it? I said, there's no need, because it's obviously a door, isn't it? She said, yeah, but it might not be. I said, well, no, it is, it's a door. She said, just open it. I said, all right. I just opened the top, looked in at my light oak wooden door, and it was blue. I went absolutely loopy. I got on the phone, I gave them so much shit. I was screaming, ranting and raving for about 10 minutes down the phone. She finally managed to get a word in edgeways and said, whoa. I don't really appreciate your abuse. I can understand why you're upset, but I need to ask you one question. I said, go on then, what is it? What question are you going to ask me that's going to make this situation any better? Bearing in mind, I've been waiting for 8 weeks for your fucking company to bring a door, and now it's come, and it's blue. So what question are you going to ask me that's going to make me feel any better? And she said, you have peeled back the blue protective cover. Yeah. So listen, you've been challenged. Thank you, Nottingham. Good night.